Today, we're going to be looking at prime factors. What are prime factors? They are prime numbers that when multiplied together give the original number. They are prime numbers that when multiplied together give the original number. In one of our previous videos, we discussed what prime numbers are. For a link to the video, check below this video. You would get the link. You can go right there and learn more about prime numbers. But we discussed that prime numbers are numbers usually greater than 1 that cannot be divided by any other number except 1 and itself. And you would recall that examples of prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and so on and so forth. That means that if you are trying to solve or you're trying to find prime factors of numbers, it means that they are the prime numbers that when multiplied together will give you the original number. Take for example, let's look at these problems. It says find the prime factors of 10. That means what are the prime numbers that when you multiply together will give you 10? What are the prime factors of 15? It means they are the prime numbers that when you multiply together will give you 15. What are the prime factors of 90? It means what are the prime numbers that when you multiply together will give you 90. So now let us look at the approach in solving such problem. I will go back to this first one. Find the prime factors of 10. An easy way of approaching such problem is this. I will do something like this and I will say this is 10. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to divide 10 to the extent that it gets into 1. You're trying to divide it until it gets into unity, until it gets to 1. And take note, you are going to be using these prime numbers. So of these prime numbers, which one is the smallest that can divide 10? So in this type of thing, especially in mathematics, you want to be able to improve your skill or your knowledge of your multiplication tables. So I would advise you to go ahead to master your multiplication tables very well, from the 2 times multiplication table to the 12 times. Make sure you master it very well. That will really help your mathematics knowledge. Okay, let's come back to this question. If you look at this number 10, 2 can divide 10, right? So if 2 divide 10, you have 5, right? So what else do you think can divide 5? Remember, you are trying to divide 10 until it gets to 1, right? So if you look at the next, if you look at 2 is still a prime number, right? Can it divide 5 without a remainder? No. The next one is 3. 3 will not be able to divide 5. So logically, you know that the next one should be what? 5. So in that case, I would say 5 divided by 5, that gives me 1. So now, because I've been able to divide 10 to get to 1, that means my prime factors, of 10 will be 2 times 5. That means the prime factors of 10 are 2 times 5. What about prime factors of 15? You will do the same thing. This is 15, right? So if you want to try the smallest number, 2, that's the smallest prime number is 2. But can 2 divide 15 without a remainder? No, it's going to be giving you 7.5. But what about the next thing? The next number is 3. How many times will 3 go in 15? That's going to be 5. Okay? Then the next thing that can divide 5 is going to be 5 itself. That's a prime number, right? And 5 in 5 is going to be 1. If you look at this, you've already divided 15 down to 1. So that means the prime factors are what? 3 times 5. What about 30? 30, okay? So if you look at this, the smallest number that can divide 30 is 2. 2 in 30 is going to give you 15, right? 15. Now the next number is going to be 3 because 2 cannot divide 15. It's going to be 3. Remember, these are prime numbers. Now 3 can divide 15. It's going to go 5 times. 5 times. Then what is the next number that can divide 5? It is 5. 5 will divide itself. So in that case, it simply tells you that 5 in 5 is 1, right? Good, good. Then you realize that the prime factors will be 2 times 3 times 5 times 5. What about if you try 60? 60. In this case, this is going to be 2 can divide 60. That gives you 30. Okay? 2 can also divide 30. That gives you 15. Can 2 divide 15 without a remainder? No. The next thing you can try is 3. 3 in 15 gives you 5. Then 5 can divide 5, gives you 1. So that means your prime factors for 60 is going to be 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. All right. So the next thing is going to be 90. I will advise you to pause the video for a moment and see if you can find the prime factors of 90. Okay, I assume you have paused the video. The prime factors of 90, if you work out the problem, is going to give you 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. That's going to give you the answer. Okay? What about if you want to find the prime factors of 63? Let's work out this problem. 63. If you look at 63, 2 will not be able to divide 63. But the next prime number is 3, right? Remember, always start from the smallest number. Because 2 cannot divide, we go to the next number, 3. 3 divide. 3 in 63. That's going to give you 21. What is the next number that can divide 21? 3 can still divide 21. Remember your knowledge of multiplication table. 3 can divide 21, gives you 7 times. That's 7, right? What else can divide 7 now? The next thing that will divide 7 is 7 itself. So 7 in 7 is going to give you 1. As you can see, we've been able to divide this up to 1, right? So we cannot divide any further. So that means the factors is going to be 3 times 3 times 7. Can you see that now? This is pretty easy. So I would encourage you to practice more problems as regards prime factors. As they say, practice makes perfection. All right. If you are here on this channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button below and click on the bell to turn on your notification so you don't miss any of our videos. In the next class, we are going to be looking at lowest common multiples. All right, see you in the next class.